Hey everybody, so in today's video, I'm going to share a life update with you. A week ago, I was laid off from my job, and so now I am unemployed, and I want to talk to you more about that in this video.
My name is Angela, and I'm a visually impaired designer.
So it's been a week since I was laid off from my job. It was very emotional at first and hard to deal with, but now I'm feeling more hopeful and excited about what can happen in the future. I've known for a week, so I've had some time to process. The company I was working for has just been doing some layoffs, and they decided that my position was no longer needed, and so hence why I was laid off. Today was my last day of working there, and it was very difficult to say goodbye to all of the amazing coworkers that I've had. They have been such a blessing in my life. I've learned so much from them, and I have just really loved working with the people on my team. And so that part's hard, but I know that I can continue to nurture relationships in the future with them if I put in effort. It's just different when you're working with them on a daily basis than reaching out to them from time to time. So I'm really not going to say much more about how I was laid off. There's not much more to say. I want to talk to you about my future and what I'm hoping to do moving forward in my career. So as I've shared on here, my last role was an accessibility designer. I did mostly graphic design and accessibility. I was in charge of making sure that all the projects on my team were accessible, and then I also created designs myself that were accessible for clients that we had, and that included visually making it look accessible and also the back end with screen readers and tagging and all of that, so that people who are using alt text and everything have a product that is accessible. I learned so much stuff in my last job that is so helpful that I didn't understand before, that were more of technical things. I totally had the theory and everything down, but this job really helped me hone in on learning some technical skills. So I'm excited that I have those skills now, and I will definitely be using those skills moving forward. I spent a good chunk of time this week updating my resume, updating my LinkedIn so it looks all good and I can find a new job. I have also been working on adding portfolio pieces from my last job so that I can show the work that I did in that position. Finding a new job is a lot of work, and it's hard to make sure you find a position that not only works well for you, but also works well for the company that you're working with. I've started learning this with the last several jobs that I have been pursuing and that I have taken, especially when I'm in the position of someone who wants to do accessibility and design. Accessibility is not always valued as much as it should or could be. And a lot of times accessibility is just done to meet the minimum requirements. I'm super passionate about accessibility, as I hope you have been able to tell, and I want to be able to find a position that really values accessibility, and they're not just looking to meet the bare minimum requirements when it comes to accessibility. And so this can make it tricky for me to find a job where this is the case. Something I really enjoyed doing in my last position was teaching other designers how to make their designs accessible and finding innovative, creative ways that they wouldn't have thought about before that make their designs that much better and they're accessible at the same time. So I really hope that I can incorporate this into whatever position I have in the future, because accessibility in design is a hard thing to find in a job. At least that I have personally found it difficult to find one that really values it. I have been considering different options. I am totally up for and open to the idea of a full-time job if I can find the right position, especially if I can find a UI UX job. That is what I did previous to this job, and I really enjoyed it. And then I moved to the accessibility job so I could get those technical skills for accessibility. And I would love to jump back into a product design or UI UX job that really values accessibility. It's super important when it comes to web and digital designs. So another opportunity that has been kind of popping up a lot is, it seems like a lot of people are hiring contract work right now, which means you're not a full-time employee. You just sign a contract for a certain amount of time. You do work for them, and it's more of a temporary thing, but you can find positions that are more long-term when it comes to contract work or renewing it. And this way I can kind of work for myself. I don't have to worry about being a full-time employee at a business, and I can make sure that I say these are my values. This is what I'm looking for in clients, and I really like the idea of that because then I can find projects I'm passionate about and businesses that I want to work with. And so this is one option I have been looking into. This option is kind of scary to me, to be honest, because I'm not really used to this idea of doing this non-traditional route of not having a full-time job. Having a full-time job is very comfortable to me. This is what I've done my whole career. And so I'm a little nervous and scared to jump into the contract world. However, it's just looking like it's a great option in the position that I'm in. If anyone has any advice for getting into contract work or what I can do to kind of make that work for me, make sure to comment below because I'd love to chat with you, or send me a DM. That would be fantastic. I do love the idea of doing contract work because then I can make my own schedule. I can also spend more time on creating my own content, like here on YouTube or on Instagram and that kind of stuff. And then I'm more in charge of doing the things that I'm passionate about and less doing projects that I'm just being thrown because I am obligated to work on these projects because it's my full-time work. As a contract worker, you can also be more picky about what projects you want to work on, as long as you can get a steady flow of projects. The scary things are it's not consistent, so there's no guarantee that you'll always have enough work coming in. So that part is probably the main thing that makes me hesitant and nervous to do it. However, I have talked to a lot of mentors, and they have said they think that contract work would be a good way for me to go, especially if I just give it a solid good try from the beginning while I'm looking for a full-time job. And that way simultaneously I'm looking for a full-time job that might be a great fit for me, and then trying contract work while that hasn't quite worked out. So that is my plan moving forward, is getting contract work going. Hopefully I can find some clients, and then if a full-time job is a great fit for me and it seems like a good place for me to be, I'll go ahead and take that full-time job, and I can continue doing contract work on the side if I want to, and I can figure that out moving forward. I'm so grateful for all your support along my journey on this career of mine, trying to find my little place to make this world a little bit more of an accessible and inclusive place. This field is definitely a battle, and I am here for it. I will keep fighting so that I can help other people like me be able to use products and services that they deserve to use. That's going to be it for this video. I'll keep you updated on my journey as to figuring out what my next step will be in my career. And I'll be making videos in the future about me trying to get set up as a contractor and also looking for full-time jobs. So if that's something you would be interested in, go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can see when I post new videos. And I would love if you could like this video so that more people can see this video, and maybe that will give me an opportunity that I would have not otherwise had. I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!